I mean, that's pretty much it from that one. I mean, you definitely can look at Marquise Lee, um, Allen Hurns, because he's gonna have to throw to somebody. Mercedes Lewis. I don't know if anybody bought into those 3 touchdowns that he had in London. But one thing I do know is Jacksonville will be playing from behind. And fantasy wise, this is why Blake Bortles this is why he has been a top 10 quarterback, man. 2 years. He's done it 2 years because Jacksonville gets behind in these games and they have to try to make a comeback. So with that being said, Steelers defense has been looking pretty solid. They've been decent, but just opportunity, man. Like they're gonna be taking some shots. So, you know, you can load up on some Blake Bortles, man. Like I said, 44.5 total. That's almost at that 45 that we shoot for. So this will be one of the higher scoring games. And I wouldn't, Blake Bortles value play, you know, live a little. That's what wins tournaments, man. I'm not saying blindly pick your players, but if you have a reason why you're picking these guys, I can get behind the Blake Bortles play this week, man. But Leonard Fournette is a monster. He's utilized in the passing game and the running game. So I think a Lev Bell, Leonard Fournette combo, that could be nice. That could be nice. Or if you want to do game correlation. Oh, and before I continue, man, look, we have to talk game correlation. I will come out with a video just talking about this, like a few more NFL tips, but game correlation is so important. Tell me why. Why would you stack up a team? Say you stack up Antonio Brown, Big Ben, and Le'Veon Bell, and not have a piece from the other side, man. If you think one team is going to be scoring this many points, you absolutely have to have somebody from the other team. And the reason behind that is because if you're projecting it like a big game from these guys, it has to be somewhat competitive. And if it's not somewhat competitive, most teams are going to take their foot off the gas pedal, man. So more times than not, you want to have you some correlation. Please, man, please look into that. I know there's tons of video. I actually think I have a video out about correlation. I was sitting in the car on that one. But yeah, man, check it out, dude, because correlation is very important. And if you think a team is just going to dominate and be able to run the ball, get that team's defense, man. I'm telling you, man, it is a beautiful thing. Make sure you dig into correlation and make sure when you're building your lineups, you have some correlation going on. It is a very important piece to DFS, man. So, but I'm going to keep moving on. I just got a little off topic. Next game is going to be my Tennessee Titans going up against the Miami Dolphins. I don't know why I said it like that. But look, the line is not out for this one. What I can say, we just got embarrassed by Houston, man. Deshaun Watson looked pretty good. I'm still not ready to give him the crown, but 2 back-to-back great performances. I know he set a rookie record for most touchdowns. The man, he's looking good, man, straight up. But the Tennessee Titans pass defense is bad. We seen it week 1, Derek Carr. We seen Russell Wilson have a career game as far as yardage. And then we seen Deshaun Watson come in and break some records on us. So that's 2 back-to-back weeks giving the ball up through the air. Like, we've been giving it up in the air, man. But in this game, I don't know how y'all feel about Jay Cutler. I know I had me a little bit of Jay Cutler exposure versus the Saints. It did not work out. But I do think Jay Cutler is, I think he's in play this week, man. And it really hurts me to say that, but Jay Cutler has a ton of weapons. And the Tennessee Titans defense have been very, very suspect. So with that being said, I think I will take a look at Jay Cutler. I'm not all the way convinced. I'm not locking it in, but I know this is an option. I imagine this game will be at a 46, 47. And if we get Mariota in there, I think Mariota's definitely in play. He didn't look too banged up. I think they just took him out to save a little bit of embarrassment. He's day-to-day as of right now. But, I do think Mariota will be in play. I'm saying it right now, man. Right now, my number one running back on the week is going to be DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray, I'm locking him in. Like, straight up, this is his week. Miami's defense is weak sauce. Especially if Mariota is out, DeMarco Murray will get so many touches. It will be a shame not to see him hit value. The amount of touches I imagine him getting. But even if Mariota is in, I still do like DeMarco Murray, man. A mobile quarterback always opens up the running game. So I like Murray either way it go, especially against his defense. We're going to have to wait for the total, and then we'll dig more into this game. But I think both offenses are in play. Devontae Parker, you can look at Landry. You can look at Delaney Walker. You can look at Matthews. You can look at Decker, I believe. I think there's going to be a lot of offensive production coming out of this game. So I'm going to be excited about this one. We still got to hold tight for the total. But I do think this is going to be a good one. Moving on to the next game, we got San Francisco versus the Colts. In this game, it's a 43. And then we have Indianapolis favored by 2.5. In this game, San Francisco side of the ball, Carlos Hyde is definitely in play. I think he should be fine. Brian Hoyer, I think he should be fine in this one. The Colts defense gives it up. I know Hoyer is so far off from Russell Wilson, but we've seen how Russell Wilson was able to exploit this defense. So I'm going to be looking at this one as a few value plays, man. I think we can look at Pierre Garçon in this one. I think we can get a lot of our value plays out of this game. Real talk. Even Jacoby Brissett, I think he's in play. Frank Gore, I think he's in play. T.Y. Hilton should have a pretty good game in this one. And one thing I like about this game, it's only projected by 2. But if you go to the later ones, they already brought it down to a 1.5 favorite. So that tells me this game is going to be a super close one. They might even move it to a pick'em. And I love targeting games like that, man, because normally whenever it's that close, you just see a lot of back and forth action. And Vegas really doesn't know how to call it, man. So those are the ones where I try to find my value plays out of. And I really like this one. I really do. I think it should be a solid game. Pick and choose what spot you want to attack. I know this is 2 bottom-tier defenses, teams that can't create a lot of pressure. So the below-average quarterbacks will get a boost in their production. They'll have more time to throw the ball, give them more time to locate these receivers. So I'm going to be locked into this one, man. I think this is a sleeper game. Moving on to the next one, we have Arizona versus Philly. This game is at a 45, man. This is the first 45 plus total on the game or on the slate. You have Philadelphia favored by 6.5 in this one. Starting off with Arizona side of the ball, Carson Palmer, man. I promise y'all, I'm gonna beat y'all over the head with Carson Palmer. He will pretty much make my list. I feel like almost every week, unless he has a terrible matchup, man, because he throws the ball so many times per game. And we all know the number one rule in fantasy is volume, dude. We want quarterbacks who throw a lot. We want running backs who carry the ball a lot or who get targeted a lot. And we want receivers to get targeted a lot. And we want we want point guards who shoot a lot. We want basketball players who, shoot a lot, get the most minutes. We want batters in MLB who get the most ABs. It's a common rule, man. We want volume, because out of that volume, that's where you get your production. And when you have a quarterback passing as much as he is, I think he has to make something happen. And Philadelphia's defense, their secondary has been pretty bad this year. But I do have to say, Philadelphia is really good at creating pressure again to the quarterback, and Arizona's offensive line has been terrible. There's a few rumors that they're supposed to get a few of their starting linemen back. If that's the case, maybe it'll be an even playing field. But as of right now, that's the only thing that scares me a little bit about the Carson Palmer play is Philadelphia's offensive line. But with that being said, no QB is going to get sacked over and over and over and over and over. Like, they're going to have to adjust, man. So they'll start doing dump off routes, slant routes, and if they can get some of their playmakers the ball and make a few moves, Carson Palmer could open it up and have a very good day. Now, as far as Carson Wentz, I'm gonna stay away from him in this one. Arizona's secondary is very solid. I do respect their defense. LeGarrette Blount has been playing like a monster. You got Smallwood out the backfield. He's been playing pretty solid. He had a touchdown last week. On Philly's side of the ball, I know they're projected to win, but I don't really know what spot to attack. If I had to pick any spot, it would be the running back situation, because one thing about Philly, they spread the ball out so much, it's hard to predict who's going to get the production. One sure thing about Philadelphia is going to be Zach Ertz. If you're looking for a consistent, steady tight end, you can definitely lean on Zach Ertz.